I'm Carla Hinton. I cover religion for the Oklahoman and NewsOK.com. I'm here today with Bill Glass, who is the founder of Weekends of Champions. It's a prison ministry effort. Mr. Glass, you enjoyed success as an NFL player. I know that you have a long list of career highlights, and I know that you retired from football in 1969. What made you decide to create the Weekend of Champions prison ministry effort?
Well, I really didn't want to be honest with you, Carla. I had played football for 12 years in the NFL, and I'd had a great career in Christian service. I'd been doing things like Billy Graham does in Citywide Crusades.
Okay.
And I really had no interest in going to prison at all. But one of our board members said, you know, if you really hadn't encouraged you to try where it's really tough, you'd go into prison. Well, he challenged me so strongly that I really couldn't hardly turn down the challenge. So I decided if I'm going to go into prison, I'm going to take with me the toughest guys I can find.
Okay.
So I took our middle linebacker and Cliff Ray, a big basketball player, and all kinds of great pro athletes. I saw in prison a group of people that were very hungry and very needy. And the Bible says that the poor heard him gladly. The poor always hear him gladly, don't they? And the poor in prison are the least. These people have really had it tough, and so they're ready for a life change. What I say to them is this: I would wager that most of you had a pretty bad first half in life.
Okay.
We're in halftime now, and you can, during the halftime, decide how you want to change to make your second half of life better. And the game is won in the second half. The game of football and the game of life is won in the second half. So I say you can have a great halftime, and at your halftime you decide, how am I going to change to make a great second half? And it's during this time of prison that you have that opportunity. Most people on the outside never have a time that they can have a break and really think how they're going to change their lives. But on the inside, they have time to do that. So I challenge them to start by getting right spiritually. And then they can go into the second half and have a great second half.
Okay. So you've kind of explained the premise behind Weekend of Champions. How do you select the people that you bring?
We try to get the people that are very exciting and outstanding. We take Tino Walinda, the great tightrope walker. He stands on his head 35 feet in the air. If I fell, he said, it'd probably kill me, but I'd go to be with the Lord. What about you?
Okay.
We have athletes representing every sport that share their faith. They always talk about their sport, then they share their faith. They're really interested in sports. So sports is a great common denominator and a way to draw out a crowd.
Okay.
We don't go into the chapel where you meet those people that are already committed Christians. You go out into the yard where most of the guys that come out there aren't. So they're very open to change, and they're listening. Every man in prison has a problem, a great insurmountable problem in many cases. I read the other day where all men have 4 basic fears. If you say you don't fear these 4 things, you're lying. They fear shame, punishment, rejection, and failure.
All right.
All 4 of those things are characteristics of those in prison. But you got to take in exciting programs so they see the pole vaulter, the weightlifter, the tightrope walker, the motorcycles, the ex-cons, the football players, people of all different walks of life and sports, and then they're interested in the message. And so we have a chance to reach the inmate that no one else reaches. We were talking today with the sheriff here that runs the jail you were talking about.
Right.
And he was saying to me that for weeks after the Weekend of Champions, the violence level really dropped because they had a new sort of purpose in life.
Okay.
And the violence level in the jail dropped. The violence level in prisons drops after we're there, because when a man or a woman gets their life right with the Lord, then they change on the inside. That's the only genuine change, is on the inside. But what we really need in Oklahoma, and I want to challenge people to do this, is to join us as teammates, to go in with us to do the counseling. We've discovered this: the number of real decisions in a prison is based on the number of teammates that we have. So if you have more fishermen, you catch more fish.
Right.
And so we have about 200 or 300 teammates already signed up, but we need 200 or 300 more to go with us, because we're going to be in a lot of different, we're going to be in 6 or 7 different prisons here locally in the county jail. And we need a lot of teammates to go so they can be that one-on-one. I think the big problem, Carla, in this world today, especially in the United States, is the breakdown of the family.
Right.
And what we need is people to say, I'll be a substitute father, I'll be a substitute mother to these inmates who usually had a pretty bad father or mother. In most cases, the father was either non-present or abusive, and so they need a good father figure to look to. And we really need a lot of local people to sign up.
And I was going to say, someone emailed me, I think it was one of the Murrays who are the leaders for the effort here, and they said that the deadline to be a teammate to go into the local prisons has been extended from today to March 19th, I believe.
Right.
So thank you for coming today. I'm here with Mr. Bill Glass. I'm reporting for the Oklahoman and NewsOK.com.